Hi, I'm Bob and this dude is Bobby. Today we will introduce a portion of trigonometry and teach you about how to find out adjacent using formulas named tangent, tan, and cosine, cos, and these formulas only apply for right triangles. According to Mr. Salzman, trigonometry is the study of how the sides and the angles of a right triangle are related. First of all, here is a right triangle, and there are sides A, B, and C. By the way, the weird sign down by the angle is called theta, which is a variable that stands for an angle. Also, lines are named based on where theta is. First of all sides of a right triangle has a name. Hypotenuse is the longest line of the triangle. Opposite is the line that is not attached to the theta angle, or it is on the opposite side of theta, and adjacent is the shorter line that is attached to theta. Using tan and cos, we will be able to calculate the side named adjacent by using angles and opposite and hypotenuse. And here are the formulas of tan and cos. Tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. Cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Maybe you are wondering about what sine is, but we will explain later. Now, let's do some examples to show you how to use the formulas to calculate. For example, there is a right triangle that has an opposite of 3. The measures of the angles are about 37 degrees and 53 degrees. The adjacent is unknown. In order to calculate this, we need to use tan because it has only been given the angles and the opposite. To calculate with tan, we first write down the formula, which is tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. Second, we sub in 37 to replace theta and 3 to replace opposite, which becomes tan 37 equals 3 over adjacent. Third, we need to isolate adjacent by multiplying adjacent on both sides to get rid of the fraction, and that will make the equation adjacent times tan 37 equals 3. Now we can isolate adjacent by dividing tan 37 on both sides, and then it becomes adjacent equals 3 over tan 37. At last, we type the equations on our calculators, and then we will get our answers. Adjacent equals 4. Now, we've completed to calculate with tan, and we will show you how to calculate with cos. Now for cos, we've been given a right triangle that has a hypotenuse of 5. The measures of the angles are 37 degrees and 53 degrees. The adjacent is still unknown. We need to calculate with cosine because we only know the hypotenuse and the angles. Again, to calculate with cos, we first write down the formula, which is cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Second, we sub in 37 to replace theta and 5 to replace hypotenuse, which becomes cos 37 equals adjacent over 5. Third, we need to isolate adjacent by multiplying 5 on both sides to get rid of the fraction, and that will make the equation 5 times cos 37 equals adjacent. At last, we type the equations on our calculators, and then we will get our answers. Adjacent is 4. If your calculator did not get the same answer, it is because it is on the radian mode. To get the same answer, you need to switch to degree mode. If you are wondering about where sine is, now I will tell you that you cannot calculate the adjacent using sine because sine has nothing to do with adjacent. The formula for sine is sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse, which does not have any adjacent being involved in the formula. This concludes our lesson. Hope you've learned how to calculate adjacent using tan and cos. Once again, this is Bob and Bobby.